We're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. We're live and we're alive. Just saying. Just saying. Got a quote of the day for you. Andrea Barnes, thank you. Thank you. These quotes are submitted by the community, by you guys, every single year, put into a big old planner. Let me show you this thing. If you are into working out, I'll tell you what, man, this is an at-home thing. Move it forward, move it up, move it to the side. Not too fast. You might get a sprain. This is the Morning 5 planner right here. At the top of the planner, there's a quote submitted by the community, like Andrea Barnes here, who submitted Isaiah 41:10. I will strengthen you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. I don't know if that brings you peace, a little bit of comfort. It does me, my friend. It does me. So good morning over to our Facebook community and on YouTube. We got that going on. So glad you're here to start your morning with us.
I asked for strength, and God gave me difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom, and God gave me problems to solve. I asked for courage, and God gave me dangers to overcome. I asked for love, and God gave me troubled people to help. My prayers were answered.
Good morning, and welcome to #Rise and Grind, the #1 morning show in the world filled with motivation, education, and inspiration. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Club, the club designed to help you unlock your full potential. Each episode is filled with celebrity interviews, inspiring conversations, and the strategies you need to get ahead in your career and your life. So grab your pen and turn up the volume, because it's time to rise and grind.
This is so funny. Oh my goodness. Marilyn just called me live here. Let's call her back. Let's call her back real quick. Check this out. Y'all don't know this community is awesome. You don't know it. Let me get her back on the phone, y'all. I'm going to say hi to her. She's not answering. She's ghosting me. She literally ghosted me live on the air, y'all. Live on the air. Listen, National Brussels Sprouts Day. That's what I was trying to say before I forgot to clear my layer. Last time I was in Kentucky, y'all know we do all these segments. I fly in about every 6 weeks or so and do all this. No lie, I had a layover in Charlotte. I don't even talk about Charlotte Airport. I don't want to talk about Charlotte Airport, but flight got canceled. I end up renting a car with these strangers, right? It's like midnight, renting a car with strangers to get back home. It was a long thing, but I ate these Brussels sprouts at the airport, which I don't know what I was thinking with Brussels sprouts at the airport. But I ended up getting car sick with these strangers with the Brussels sprouts. So your girl was like on the side of the road at like 3 a.m. on a highway up chucking Brussels sprouts. And I've never seen these people since. And I feel like I need to publicly just apologize if you're watching this and you were these strangers at the airport that I rented a car with. And I asked you to pull over so I could get rid of these. I'm sorry. I'm not normally that way. I don't normally make bad decisions with Brussels sprouts. I'm normally more pleasant, and I normally look better than what I did that night. So anyway, if you're out there, I hope you start your day off right. Okay. But it's also National Gorilla Suit Day and also Hell Freezing Over Day for anybody who's wondering. I got a couple of quick videos to show you. I want you to take a vote, whether you're on the Brussels sprouts train, the gorilla suit train, or the hell is freezing over. So first of all, Brussels sprouts.
Throw. That was a bad one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have to try that one more time. Let's go. No, we don't.
It is today. We love a day that lets us unleash our inner primate, even if it is in a suit. I'm talking a gorilla suit on Gorilla Suit Day, of course, which comes around on January 31st of each year. This King Kong-sized day is meant to honor the monkey suits that are worn on Halloween at costume parties.
No, let's go start a wave. Let's go start a wave. Mike, get in. Yo, bro, don't put your leg. Whoa. Sit down, bro. Come on. Yeah, you already. Let me do it. Please. Coach. I got it. Yeah. Coach. Oh. Yeah,
The sound keeps messing up on me. Sorry, y'all. These ice bath people, I know it's supposed to stretch your mindset of like what you can endure, but I don't know if I want my mindset to be that stretched. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some things that you can endure and you can endure it. But do you want to? You know what I'm saying? So Brussels sprouts day, gorilla suit day, hell's freezing over day. Tell me which one sat with your soul. Which one are you going to be celebrating? Listen, I thought, I don't know if this is of any interest to y'all or not. I might share this with you and you might be like, this is the most boring thing I've ever heard in my life. Or you may love it. I don't know. But I'm going to play with over the next few days doing a little nerd session with you. A little nerd session. I was looking for a woman nerd, and this man is the only one that I could find. But my nerd sessions, I'm thinking I want to let you into my content creation world of what I've been studying and trying to figure out. So give me 2 minutes and you tell me yay or nay, and you're not going to hurt my feelings. Somebody said Brussels sprouts on YouTube. They're going to be throwing up the Brussels sprouts today. Not really. I've been studying hooks for videos. Like really, really deep for the past 6 months. What is a hook for a video? It's the way that you start your video to literally hook people in. So here's an example.
21-year-old pop star Billie Eilish says that this popular writing advice is actually just not true. You don't have to. This famous director said that if you want to keep people engaged.
Okay, so Billie Eilish said that this blah, 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 blah is not true. This famous director said that if you want to keep people's attention, blah, 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 blah. This is what I've been studying. Now I want you to lean in a little bit. I want you to lean in because I got a question for you. I want to hear your thoughts and your mindset on this. And again, this is our nerd session. We can get rid of this session. We don't have to talk about content anymore, but I thought you might find this interesting. So studying hooks, what gets people's attention in a video. I've been trying to do better about pulling in other creative people and getting their advice on things in the writing process and the filming and the posting, and just getting feedback on how other people who are deep in the game conceptualize and feel about this. So I was sending these hooks to my friends. Let me show you one more.
This world-renowned pianist who's been on the Billboard's top 10 and has composed music for The Walking Dead, Vampire Diaries, Lord.
Okay, so I was sending over via text yesterday some of these hooks that I'm playing with on video to see the feedback that I could get. And this friend of mine who's deep in the game, he's probably maybe close to 10 years younger than me. So I'm a millennial, and I believe he's in the Gen Z stage. He's more of a Gen Zer. He said, and this is interesting, when you start your video, that he is repelled by the word you. That when you start the video saying you should do this, or you wouldn't believe that. Now, this could just be an odd duck, right? Like, this guy doesn't like the word you. But I have another friend who's also a Gen Zer, and she told me the same thing. I don't want to hear a video that starts with you. I want to hear a video that starts with this person did this, and this is how it worked out for them. Now, why am I bringing this up on the morning show? Why do I think you might care? What is my question? I think this is really interesting, whether you're a content creator or you are trying to market something, thinking about the different generations and how they receive things. And maybe it's not a generational thing. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Because the common marketing advice, I'm sorry, I'm getting nerdy. Let's put on the nerd hat back on. The common marketing advice is that you is a really great way to start stuff because it makes it personal. But maybe this next generation is a little bit different. Maybe my friends are just a little bit different. So I want to ask you, when you hear you at the beginning of a video, at the beginning of a marketing thing, do you get repelled thinking, ugh, here are these people trying to throw something on me, trying to convince me to do something? Or does it draw you in? Is that a deep question at 5 a.m.? What time is it? 5:43? Maybe, maybe not. All right, we're done with Heather's nerd content creation section. We're going to shake off all of that. We're going to shake it off. This week, we're talking about gratitude. Gratitude's role in success.
Principles to your success. If your goal is to be a millionaire and you start out making $20,000 a year and then God gets you to 50, but you mad because you ain't a millionaire. But hold up, man. Do you not remember that just a minute ago you didn't have but 20? So you got to show gratitude for the 50. Gratitude.
Gotta show. My sound is all messing up today, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it. Because I'm here, and our sound's gonna work. Amen. Hallelujah. Listen, oh gosh, I got so many things, so many announcements. This week I also was sharing with you Colt Mustang. We're showing him some love. Did you guys follow him on TikTok? Did you do it? Follow him on TikTok. Give him some encouragement. This is a father of 8 over in Arkansas. Yes, that is right. There are more people out there with 8 children. It's a thing. This is a beautiful family, and Colt was unfortunately hit by a car right before Christmas time while he was out jogging, and he is currently in ICU. He's going to live. They're working on his back and spinal cord injury, and they're believing for a recovery, but as of late, what he's been doing is posting a lot on TikTok, and I've been so impressed with the hope and the inspiration that comes from sometimes your darkest moments, and the stories he's telling, the mindset that he has. And I just wanted to share him with y'all because I don't know if you've been in a situation that was super unfair and maybe you're in a dark place. I think sometimes when other folks are in a dark place, it's a little more, it's hopeful to hear from their perspective. So this is Colt. Give him a follow on TikTok. I'll drop him in the comments.
What happened? I was running. I had on a high-vis vest, and I got hit by a car. I'm happy to be alive. I'm not angry or upset. Not even a little. And I'll tell you my end of life story, or at least my end, what I thought was the end of my life. I sat in the road. I was laying down when I came to. I never saw it coming. And I did want someone to come over because I wanted to call my wife. I have 8 kids and I wanted to tell her I love her. But my last thoughts were not about regrets or things I wish I'd done or any of that stuff. My end of life, last moment thought was that I had so much more love to give. And I regretted that I couldn't love more. And now, the irony is, I'm receiving more love than I ever have. I actually feel like a waste of space. I'm humbled by people reaching out to me, feeding me, giving me their time. Life is funny, but I'm glad to be here.
Don't wake them up with this one. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. Hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation, feeling so divine. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind. Hashtag rise and grind, grind, grind. Hashtag rise and grind, grind, grind. Hashtag rise and grind, grind, grind.
The sound. My sound is so good. Aren't you happy that you're watching a girl with no sound in the morning who's singing to you? Who's singing to you? You're welcome. Gosh, you're welcome. It's beautiful. What I was trying to say, I love dancing and embarrassing my children in the carpool line. If you are not doing this every morning, here's your hot tip for the morning. Get in the carpool line, turn on the music, roll the windows down, and do a little bob. You ain't even got to move that much. You just do a bob and your kids don't like it. They're like, stop moving. Stop with the songs. This is the part of the show. This is the part of the show where we move a little bit. We say good morning to one another. What's the guy on TikTok, Dora Marie? It is Colt Mustine. Colt Mustine. Thank you so much, Dora Marie, for sharing that out. You are the absolute best. We're going to look over here on YouTube. If you're watching live on YouTube, if you're watching live on Facebook, if you're watching on the replay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. What's going on, Tosh Queen? We got Bella in the house. We got Vicky Everett. We got Julio in the house. We got Youngin in the house. Alicia Moore, Tara Hope, James Boardwine. Good to see you. Tabitha Walls. Hello, my friend. We got Burns Lionel. We have Gail Beecroft, of course. Everybody's like, no sound, no sound, no sound. I know. Thank you for your patience. Tony over on YouTube, it's good to see you. There's somebody commenting a lot, but there's no name. But you have a beautiful face. You know who you are. It's good to see you as well. We have Pastor Jeff. We have Sean Weatherby. We have a full house this morning. So grateful for you're here. I hope you're bobbing. I hope you're moving. I hope you're embarrassing the children. If you ain't got no kids, just go borrow one and embarrass them. They're plentiful. They're everywhere. We're going to get this morning started off right with a little bit more conversation around gratitude and its role in success.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe who I just ran into. What in the world?
Gratitude's role in success. Gratitude's role in... You look grateful right now.
I am super grateful.
Beyond thankful. Does gratitude matter when you're pursuing success?
Gratitude is the key to success.
That's pretty straightforward. Why?
Because if you can't be thankful for what you have at the moment, you're not going to appreciate the levels of success that come.
Do you agree with this?
I absolutely agree. And to piggyback off what he said, a wise man once told me, be a master of something small and I'll make you a master of many. That was actually this gentleman here. He might be the only preacher that I know. And I don't know that I repeated that the way that he said it, but absolutely being grateful for what you have allows you to gain more. So gratitude, not only just in success, in life in general, you should always be thankful.
Okay, listen, but I'm going to push on that because I disagree with y'all. I don't think it's the key to success, because how many, quote, successful people are there who don't really radiate gratitude? You know what I mean? Like,
that therein lies the definition of success.
okay, tell me more.
And so, in one of my poems, I asked the question, is there any better definition of success than one's own realization of who they are, what they have accomplished, whom they are, and what they expect of themselves? Unfortunately, many people define success externally by what somebody else tells them that they should have or levels that they should reach.
Okay.
Unfortunately, mentally, what if I get all of it? I get all of the money. Every day we have people who we consider to be successful that we find out they decided to take their own trip from life temporal to life everlasting.
Yeah.
And so is that success? So all of the stuff that they had, was that success? When they had no gratitude for life, when they had no gratitude for the air, no gratitude for the beauty of the trees, no gratitude for grounding themselves by being able to walk outside on the earth and realize that look at all the splendor and all the wonder. And whether you believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I think we have to admit that the world within itself is splendid.
Yeah. So, hey, Ron, what's something you wish, looking back, you would have been more grateful for in your own journey?
Looking back and wishing that I'm grateful for my journey. To be here was a journey. And there were lots of ups and downs, potholes, obstacles, and roadblocks. So just to get here, I am grateful. If I'd have looked back and said, I wish I had been more grateful. You know, I've taken every opportunity. And in that space, I couldn't ask for more. It's a process, it's a journey, and every day is something to be thankful for. Like you said, we see so many people, and as Jeff said, that's material gain. It's easy to fool somebody with optics, but what are they when they go home? And that's what we're talking about, success. How do you feel in your own skin? And if you're not happy in that space, it doesn't matter what you have. If you're not healthy, then are you successful? That would be my question. If you're not healthy and happy, is it really success? Or is it that you have a lot of things?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. What's something that you wish you would have been more grateful for in the moment?
Heather, that question. What would PJ be grateful for in the past that he wasn't? Absolutely nothing. And the reason it's nothing is during the time frame that I may not have been as grateful as I should be, in my evolving, I learned a life lesson. And that life lesson made me grateful once I figured out that I was being ungrateful. And because of that, I grew. I believe it's the pains in life. I like to say this, Heather. We don't remember all the questions we got right on the test. It's the ones we get wrong that make an impact. And so if I had not had any wrong, how much impact would I really have had?
I don't know. I don't want to get things
Secret to
wrong.
wealth.
Well, Sir John Templeton is probably one of the greatest investors in history. People don't know his name. He started out with nothing. He wasn't Sir. He wasn't from another country. He came from the U.S. And he decided that he wanted to understand wealth. And so he saved $10,000, a huge amount of money in those days. And when Hitler invaded Poland, he developed a belief. His belief was, you make your money in times of maximum pessimism. Like if you were around in 2008, 9, you remember what it was like, right?
Yeah.
You could have bought, the Sands in Las Vegas, you could have bought their stock for $2.28. Today it's $67.
Wow.
It's a 3,000% return.
It's not bad.
You could have bought Citibank for less than $1, right? So people in those times, he understood that. And so what he did was, and everybody thought the world was going to end, he took $10,000, he bought every stock on the New York Stock Exchange that was $1 or less, including companies everybody thought were going bankrupt. But when things are bad, people think it's going to be bad forever. When things are good, they think it's going to be good forever. And they're always wrong. Life's cyclical. So there's a season for everything. So once we got through World War II and a few years later, guess what? Those same stocks made him a billionaire. So when I asked him, I said, what's the secret to wealth? His response really touched me. He goes, you know it, you teach it. I said, what's that? He said, gratitude. And I said, why do you say that? He said, because if you got $1 billion and every day you live pissed off and frustrated, the quality of your life is called pissed off and frustrated.
Right.
But if you have nothing, but you're euphorically grateful for whatever you have, you're the richest person that you're going to know. He said, so it doesn't matter how much money you got if you don't have gratitude. So I do the same thing, by the way. I have a process I call it priming, where I get up every morning. I do mine in the morning. I just radical change to my body, kind of alter my state. And then I do 10 minutes, I never miss. And my first 3.5 minutes is what I'm really grateful for. And I make myself think of at least one of those three that's something really simplistic instead of something giant. The wind on my face, the look in one of my kids' eyes, something of that nature. And then I do 3 minutes of strengthening, healing, and I do 3 minutes of what I'm going to create my world. And I do that for a minimum of 10 minutes every day, because I believe you have to condition it. You don't just hope that stuff shows up.
You set your intention each morning.
Without a doubt, every day.
Yeah,
Every
very
day.
cool. So what are you most grateful for recently in your life?
Gosh, so many things. Well, it's Thanksgiving, so one piece. Well, one is my daughter is 40 years old, and she's been wanting a child forever, and she's going to bring me a grandson. In a few months, which is kind of cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's cool.
But also, it's Thanksgiving, so for me, it's a very emotional time, because my family was fed when I was 11, and we had no food at Thanksgiving, and it touched me so deeply, and I decided I was going to give back. So when I was 17, I fed 2 families, and then 4, and then 8, and then I didn't tell me I was doing it, and then I got my friends to do it, and my companies grew, and I've fed 42 million people now over 37 years. And
but you have a challenge for this, right?
This one, what I did is I decided, I'm writing this book, and in the middle of writing it, last summer, most people didn't even notice, Congress cut food stamps. They don't call it food stamps anymore, but I lived on them, so I know what they are, food stamps, with my family. Family lived on them. But they cut it by 8.7 billion, which means you eliminate 2 million people from the rolls overnight, and they still need to eat.
Wow.
So I support all these nonprofit organizations, and Feeding America is the largest in the country. And so I thought, I want to call attention to this. So if I donated all the profits of this book in advance, how many people could I feed? Because I normally feed 2 million through my foundation, and I match it. So we feed 4 million a year. And they said you could feed 10 million people. I was like, wow, I'm in.
Wow.
and then as the years gone by, I've gotten more and more inspired. And so now I'm going to feed 50 million people personally, not just from the book. I'm writing a larger check on top of it. But also, I'm working with Feeding America to get matching funds to feed 100 million people.
Incredible.
So to go from my family not being able to eat to feeding 100 million people is a pretty amazing sense of gratitude and a sense of grace. And I've done my part, but there's been grace in that as well.
It's amazing. It's incredible what you're doing, and very inspiring. So thank you for doing that.
So anybody gets the book?
Here's one of the limiting beliefs that I've had that I've really had to work on, and it's not gone. It's gotten better. It's on a continuum. I'm not sure if things ever fully go away, if they're a limiting belief or a weakness or a struggle. It's there for a reason to teach you something. But anyways, one of my limiting beliefs that I've had to really fight over the past few years is thinking that associating rich, wealthy people with corruption or being selfish or whatever. And it's so interesting to me, like them or love them. You know, I know some people hate Tony Robbins, but it's so interesting to me when you really start listening to these stories of a lot of really powerful, successful people, how much good they actually do in this world, and all the things that you don't realize that they are changing and shifting for like us culturally and systematically. And so anyway, I just wanted to reflect that to y'all. That's been something that I've just been so awakened to over the past few years as my circles evolved and changed. I've actually started listening. It's like, man, there's some really good, kind, generous, giving, successful people in this world. And what a crazy narrative it is that we've placed on them. And when you talk about gratitude with these folks, it's so interesting to me that they don't talk so much about all that they have. They talk about these little minute things that they've gotten really good at noticing, right? Like the breath in their lungs, the sun, the health that their body has, these micro little small things that we pass by. That's where they focus their gratitude. And is there something in that we can learn from? That it's not, well, what do I have to be grateful for? Look at my blankety blank in life. Look at what the situation I'm in, right? If we get down really into the micro, into these small things, it's not about being cheesy or nerdy, right? It's about cultivating a spirit and an energy in you, no matter what, that draws goodness in, that draws expansion in. It's fascinating when you really, really, really dig into it. Listen. Can you really listen? Because my sound's on. At least I hope it is. Lord Jesus, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for rolling with me. Thanks for dancing with me. Enduring my Brussels sprouts thing. I can't believe I told y'all that I puked up Brussels sprouts on the highway, but it's true. It's honest. Gen Z likes authenticity. There you go. Hallelujah. I'm here. Listen, tomorrow is February 1st. Tomorrow is February the 1st. Hope you make the very most of this last day of January of this year. We're entering into a new month tomorrow. Can't wait to see you. I love you guys. Have a phenomenal day. We'll be back tomorrow morning.
So far away, I saw you not so long ago. Was it just yesterday? Got that old feeling that I know. In the dark of the night, I'll be alright. The sun will arise.
One of the most overlooked and key principles to your success. If your goal is to be a millionaire and you start out making $20,000 a year and then God gets you to 50, but you mad because you ain't a millionaire. Well, hold up, man. Do you not remember that just a minute ago you didn't have but 20? So you got to show gratitude for the 50. Gratitude is one of the most